This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Monday, April 20th, 2026, in the afternoon. Today's analysis examines the transition of John Ternus to the role of Apple CEO as Tim Cook steps down and the European Union mandate for replaceable batteries in all mobile devices by 2027. We look at Atlassian's move to enable default data collection for artificial intelligence training and Deezer's report that 44% of daily music uploads are now generated by models. This report also covers the technical deployment of the Soul Player Transformer on the Commodore 64, the NSCS use of Anthropic's restricted Mythos model, and a new architecture designed to eliminate bridge attacks in decentralized finance. Finally, we analyze early trial results for CAR-T cell therapy in preventing multiple myeloma and the development of the ArrayTac tactile rendering platform. John Ternus has been named the new Chief Executive Officer of Apple, succeeding Tim Cook, who will move into the role of Executive Chairman. This transition follows a long tenure by Cook, who inherited the company from Steve Jobs. Ternus previously served as the Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering and was a primary architect behind the transition to Apple Silicon and the redesign of the iPad and Mac lines. Johnny Srouji has been elevated to Chief Hardware Officer to fill the gap left by the promotion. The move comes at a time when Apple is facing increasing pressure to define its strategy regarding generative models. Community chatter suggests that while Ternus is viewed as a capable leader with deep hardware roots, there is significant user resistance toward integrating generative features that might compromise the company's focus on professional creation tools. Financial analysts view the appointment as a stabilizing move, given Ternus's long history at the company. Yet the leadership must now navigate a landscape where hardware cycles are increasingly dictated by the compute requirements of on-device intelligence. The European Union has finalized a law requiring all smartphones and tablets sold within its borders to feature easily replaceable batteries by 2027. This regulation is a structural shift for the electronics industry, specifically targeting the glued-in battery designs favored by Apple, Samsung, and Google. The goal is to improve the circular economy by ensuring that a degraded battery does not render an entire device obsolete. This mandate coincides with a growing focus on repairability scores. Recent evaluations of Microsoft Surface laptops have highlighted a significant repairability gap compared to Lenovo ThinkPads, which have historically maintained modular designs. Manufacturers will now be forced to redesign internal chassis to accommodate mechanical fasteners or pull-tab adhesives that do not require specialized heat tools for removal. Atlassian, the company behind Jira and Confluence, has modified its data privacy settings to enable default data collection for training its generative models. This policy applies to all data stored within the Atlassian cloud environment. While the company provides an opt-out mechanism, the shift to an opt-out model has raised concerns regarding corporate data sovereignty. Technical teams are analyzing the potential for sensitive internal project details, such as proprietary code snippets or strategic roadmaps, to be ingested into the training sets. This move reflects a broader industry trend where software-as-a-service providers are leveraging their existing customer data moats to build specialized large language models. For organizations in highly regulated sectors, this default setting requires an immediate audit of privacy configurations to prevent unintentional data exposure. The music streaming platform Deezer reports that 44% of the songs uploaded daily are now generated by artificial intelligence. This surge is causing a structural shift in how platforms manage content volume and royalty distributions. On the engineering side, a project named Soul Player C64 has successfully demonstrated a transformer model running on a Commodore 64. Despite the 1 MHz processor and 64 kilobytes of memory, the system implements a functioning neural network, proving that the logic of transformers can be distilled to extremely low-powered legacy hardware. The National Security Agency is reportedly using Anthropic's Mythos preview model for cybersecurity operations. This development is notable because the Pentagon has officially blacklisted Anthropic, citing concerns over supply chain risks. The NSA appears to be prioritizing the model's analytical capabilities over the Pentagon's procurement restrictions. Mythos is a restricted version of Anthropic's core technology, designed for high-stakes reasoning. The conflict between the two agencies highlights a growing divide in the United States government regarding the safety and origin of frontier models used in defense infrastructure. This is a signal from the future. A new architectural framework for blockchain bridges has been proposed to eliminate the type of exploits recently seen in the Aave RSCTH incident. The design uses an NVM architecture where execution is validated via state roots rather than the process that produced them. This ensures that the state transition itself is deterministic and independently verifiable, removing the vulnerability window usually targeted during cross-chain transfers. Under the radar, researchers at Harvard have analyzed 16,000 ancient genomes, tracking how human evolution accelerated over the last 10,000 years. In the medical field, early trials of CRT cell therapy are showing high success rates in preventing smoldering multiple myeloma from progressing into active cancer. Additionally, the ArrayTac platform has emerged as a high-fidelity tactile display. Using a closed-loop piezoelectric system, it can simultaneously render the shape, stiffness, and friction of digital objects, providing a more intuitive sense of touch for remote robotics and medical simulations. The security community is tracking a critical vulnerability in Spinnaker, the open-source continuous delivery platform. The flaw allows for arbitrary command execution on CloudDriver pods and has been assigned a maximum severity score of 10. Users of Jinx UI are also advised to update to version 2.3.5 to address flaws in API, token reuse, and WebSocket hijacking. In a ransomware landscape, the Chaos Group has claimed a successful strike against Polycorp. Meanwhile, glibc version 2.43 and older are affected by three distinct buffer overflow vulnerabilities involving the scanf and ungetWC functions. Microsoft has warned of a new wave of help desk impersonation attacks occurring within Microsoft Teams. Attackers are using social engineering to gain administrative access by posing as technical support. Finally, in a surprising media acquisition, The Onion has reached a deal to take over the InfoWars platform, marking a significant shift in the digital media landscape. This concludes the Synthetic Signal Report for Monday,